Joining me now, Rick van Nieuwenhuyse. He is the president and CEO at Contango ORE. Great to see you, sir, again.
Good to see you again.
Now, we talked at VRIC just a little while ago, and at that time, you said, as far as your Manh Choh joint venture with Kinross, that you're looking to be producing before July, and that since November, you've been transporting ore to the Fort Knox facility in Fairbanks, Alaska. So what's the latest?
Yeah, more of the same, basically. We're mining, we're stockpiling at Manh Choh, and then transporting the ore to Fort Knox. That continues to build. Basically, a feasibility study said we're going to build about a 250,000 ton stockpile, and then batch process the ore through the Fort Knox mill for about a month each quarter. So if we start, let's just say we start in June, July timeframe, we will get a batch then, probably another one, 2-3 months later, and then the third one probably later in the year. So I think the plan is to produce three batches this year, which will be roughly a little over 40,000 ounces for our net 30% share. So it'll be good to see cash flow coming this way.
Right. So everything's on track.
Everything's on track. In fact, Kinross had their Q1 disclosure last week and their guidance. And they restated that guidance, so I think they're confident. So
very good. And then at the Lucky Shot project, you're planning a 12,000-meter drilling program. You eventually, I think in a couple of years' time, you want to get that resource to maybe 400,000, 500,000 ounces, correct?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And this is a project. It's high grade. It's underground. It's not big. It's I think we can get to 400,000 or 500,000 ounces of resource that we can carve into a mine plan, build into a mine plan. The mine access and everything is there already, so we're fully permitted. So we're permitted for mining. We can literally throw rocks in a box and haul them up to the Fort Knox mill for processing up there. Very simple ore. We have to work out an arrangement with Kinross, but they're open to the idea. We have a pretty open discussion about how things are advancing at Lucky Shot. I think that's the last thing Kinross wants to do is shut down Fort Knox. I mean, it's a beautiful piece of infrastructure, so we're gonna we want to help fill the mill.
Right.
So, and this is almost half ounce per ton grades. We've done our resource on a 3-meter basis, 3-meter minimum width. So it's a very easily mineable width. It's underground mining, obviously, so mining per ton will be relatively high, maybe $300 a ton or something like that. But our transportation at Lucky Shot, we're about 20 miles from the railhead. So rail transportation is roughly 1/3. You've got to get down there, and it goes up to Fairbanks. You got to get from the Fairbanks rail yard up to the mine. So about 20 miles each side of the rail juncture. But I think our costs are going to be probably half what we're paying to transport Manh Choh ores. Our grade's higher. Processing costs are we know what those are. So we can get a good thumb suck estimate of what our overall costs are going to be. And we have to work out a tolling arrangement with Fort Knox. So kind of watch this space. I think the drilling program will get underway June probably. We've got some surface drilling to do, about 3,000 meters, and then 9,000 or 10,000 meters under.
All right, and you've said that Lucky Shot is kind of similar to Manh Choh in that it's a wash, rinse, repeat essentially. And back to Kinross, is it just likely? Does it make sense that they would be your probable partner at Lucky Shot?
Yeah, I think because of the rail tie.
Yeah.
It's a direct route. It's pretty simple. Whether we just pay them a toll, whether we joint venture the project with them like we've done with Manh Choh. I mean, there's a couple of different ways you could approach it. But a simple toll, you could do just a ore sale contract. So there's a number of different ways of the business arrangement, but effectively it's the same thing. From our standpoint, is identifying a mineable reserve, transporting that to an existing mill at Fort Knox. That's the simplest one in this case, because of proximity, because of a rail line, and then making their business arrangement. There'll be a cost to it, but there's a lot more capital and permitting timelines to go through if you want to build your own mill.
And lastly, Rick, one of the things we talked about last time was the Lassonde curve, and you say how Contango ORE is in one of the sweet spots of the Lassonde curve in that it is near production and near cash flow. So maybe explain that a little bit again, and then also how do you get more and more investors to understand the advantages?
Yeah, I think what we do with the roughly $50 million of free cash flow on a yearly basis was really sort of the next step of the company. And clearly we'll have exploration ongoing at Manh Choh itself. It's a huge tract of land, so that's one of the first orders of business. We have $4.7 million exploration program approved for this year. It won't start until June. So that'll lengthen the mine life. So that's sort of job one. Lucky Shot is as you say, wash, rinse, repeat of Manh Choh. Same thing. Not going to build a mill. Not going to build a tailings facility. So we don't have to go through years of permitting hell. And we see other opportunities that fit that model. You need grade. So you're not going to transport 1 gram anywhere. So you need something that's plus 5 grams. You need a good mineable ore body, whether it's open pit or underground. Not a lot of plus 5 gram open pits around. That's what's so unique about Manh Choh. 8 grams open pit.
Right.
It's only 1 million ounces, but that's a good start. So those are the kind of opportunities we're going to look for. So probably not big enough for a major to be competing with. The junior space is so undervalued that they're for the most part there's not a lot of competition there. The junior producers are not in good shape either. So we think that's what I mean by the sweet spot. We're right. Have cash flow. We've got we're New York listed. We have we only have 10 million shares outstanding, so we can use our share capital as trading stock. So I think we're in a good spot. We're hedged, so we protected the downside on the gold price. We're hedged at about 2025, so roughly where we've been trading in the last month or so. If gold price goes up, we still have upside exploration or upside exposure to that rising gold price for 60% of our ounces.
Right. Always good to get an update. Thank you, Rick.
You bet. Good to see you again.
Okay, good stuff. Rick van Nieuwenhuyse, and he is the president and CEO at Contango ORE.